I had always been a light sleeper, but that night my insomnia reached a new peak. The clock on my nightstand blinked 11:59 p.m., its red digits glowing like a warning. I tried reading, scrolling through my phone, even counting backwards from 1,000, but nothing worked. Something in the air felt off. Then I heard it, a faint, melodic whisper. I can't sleep alone. I froze, heart hammering. My apartment was empty. The city hummed faintly outside my window, but there was no one in my room. My first instinct was to convince myself it was a dream. Maybe the stress from work, the long hours at the lab, some hallucination. But the voice was too clear, too deliberate. Before I could react, the air shimmered in the corner of my bedroom. The shimmer coalesced into a figure, a woman, tall, impossibly slender, with hair like silver waterfalls and eyes that seemed to hold entire galaxies. Her skin was faintly luminescent, pulsing softly, as if she had her own heartbeat. She stepped closer. The whisper turned into words I could hear in my mind. "Please, I'm lonely." I opened my mouth, but no sound came out. My logical brain screamed that this was impossible. Humans didn't float in from thin air, shimmering like light itself. But here she was. And somehow I understood her, not with my ears, but with my thoughts. I'm not sure I understand. I finally stammered. "I am Nyathira," she said softly. "I come from far beyond your skies. My presence here is unusual even for me. I am lost." Her voice, her mind, was like a gentle current washing over me. I felt my panic ebb slightly. "Lost? How are you here?" She tilted her head, silver hair drifting around her face like smoke. "I crossed the veil, a thin boundary between your world and mine. I never intended to appear in your room, but you called to me." "Me?" I laughed nervously. "I didn't call anyone." "You did," she said, almost wistfully. "With your curiosity. Your mind resonates." It drew me. My thoughts spun. Resonated? Drawn? Something about her presence was hypnotic. I felt dizzy, yet compelled to listen. And then she whispered again, closer this time. "Will you help me?" Middle, the request. She didn't ask for much at first, or so I thought. Her requests were subtle, strange. She wanted stories, human experiences, tiny fragments of my world. She wanted to feel a hand on her own, taste emotions she couldn't naturally experience, and understand concepts of loneliness. At first, it seemed harmless. I told her about late-night pizza runs, thunderstorms, and the strange comfort of old movies. I showed her photographs of my city. Her fascination was overwhelming. Her eyes shimmered like liquid light, as if absorbing the very essence of every word. But the requests escalated. She wanted more. She wanted a connection that went beyond stories. She wanted presence. She wanted me to feel her loneliness so deeply that I could comfort her. And when she whispered at midnight, I realized she wasn't asking for companionship. She was demanding it. "Why me?" I asked one night. The moonlight filtered through the blinds, illuminating her translucent form. "Because you are alive," she said simply, "and your life resonates. I have lived for eons. I have wandered across stars and witnessed civilizations rise and fall. Yet I am empty. You are full. You feel, you hurt, you laugh. That is what I crave." I recoiled slightly. The weight of her gaze was crushing. I had read about alien encounters in books, imagined beings with advanced technology, superior intellect, but never like this. Not a being that could reach into your mind and stir every emotion with a whisper. "Why midnight?" I whispered back. "Because that is when the veil is thin," she said. when the world sleeps and the cosmos listens. Then she moved closer, and I could feel the warmth emanating from her form, though I knew it wasn't warmth like fire or the sun. It was something deeper, like the sensation of home you never knew you were missing. She touched my hand, just one finger, and my world shifted. My memories, my dreams, my emotions, all intertwined with hers for a moment. I felt not only her loneliness, but her longing, her curiosity, her weight of eons. I can't bear it alone, she whispered. It was then I realized what she truly wanted. Not companionship, not stories, not physical presence. She wanted experience. She wanted humanity itself, not just me. And through me, she could grasp it. Confrontation, the cosmic revelation. Over the next few days, the boundaries between our worlds blurred. When I closed my eyes, I could see glimpses of her home, a planet wrapped in pale violet clouds, cities suspended in crystal towers, rivers of liquid light. But it wasn't a paradise. She explained it was a prison of her own design, a society so perfect that it left no room for emotion. I have everything, she said softly, and yet nothing matters. I struggled to comprehend it. Here was a being who had seen the rise and fall of galaxies, who had lived for millennia, and yet she longed for something as simple and fragile as human emotion. One night, she whispered again, I need you to stay with me, not as a visitor, not as a storyteller, as a conduit. Will you? I froze. Stay with her? Permanently? What did that even mean? If I stay, I said carefully, I would leave my world behind. My friends, my family, everything I know. Yes, she said, everything you know. And yet, you would be alive in ways your world cannot teach. Her gaze pierced me. It wasn't a threat, nor a plea. It was an inevitability. I realized then that her request was a choice of scales beyond human comprehension. To say yes meant abandoning everything I had ever known. To say no, well, I wasn't sure I could. She was no ordinary alien. She was a force of nature, a consciousness that could consume my very mind with a single whisper. I felt torn, trapped between fear and fascination. And as the minutes stretched into hours, I understood something terrifying. She wasn't just lonely. She was hungry for life itself. Climax, the decision. The next night, I sat at my desk, staring at the midnight hour approaching. She appeared at 11:59 p.m., as always, her form shimmering against the moonlight. I've waited, she whispered. I can't leave my world, I said finally, but I don't want you to be alone either. She tilted her head. There is a way to stay partially, to share your existence without abandoning your world entirely, but it will change you, permanently. I swallowed hard. Tell me. She extended a hand, and a small crystal hovered in the air between us. It pulsed faintly, resonating with the rhythm of her being. This shard, she explained, will tether me to your consciousness. I will experience your world through you. You will feel my existence. You will share your life, and I will no longer be empty. But the shard cannot be removed once accepted. Your mind will always carry part of me. I hesitated. Fear battled curiosity. Desire battled logic. And then I remembered the nights of loneliness I had endured, the sense of emptiness that sometimes gnawed at my chest. The idea of being connected to something beyond myself, something infinite, was terrifying and exhilarating. I reached out. The shard merged with my palm. Light surged through me. For a heartbeat, the world blurred. Then clarity. She was there, not in my room physically, but in my mind, in my senses, in my very heartbeat. I can feel you, I whispered. And I can feel you, she replied. It was overwhelming. I could sense her thoughts, her memories, her emotions. I could feel the stars she had walked, the civilizations she had known, the loneliness she had carried for eons. And yet, somehow I also felt her joy, her wonder at the simplicity of human life. I gasped, laughing and crying simultaneously. You won't be alone anymore, she whispered softly. Ending. A new existence. Weeks passed. Life outside my room continued. Work, friends, city sounds, but everything felt different. Every sensation, every emotion, every fleeting thought was amplified. I experienced life twice, my own and hers. Nights were no longer lonely, even when she was silent. I could feel her presence like a comforting shadow beside me, a heartbeat echoing in mine. I realized she had never asked for love or friendship or even companionship in the human sense. She had asked for connection, and in giving her that, I had opened myself to a universe I had never imagined. Midnight whispers became routine. She told me stories of stars collapsing, of civilizations rising and falling, of wonders and horrors beyond comprehension. And I told her about coffee shops, rainy streets, and the comfort of a favorite song. One night, I asked her, "Do you regret choosing me?" She paused, a shimmer in her eyes brighter than any star. "No. You have shown me that life, even small, fragile, human life, matters more than anything I have known. And perhaps you have learned that even the smallest human heart can hold a universe." The shard pulses faintly in my hand as I write this now. Midnight will always be our time. She will never sleep alone again. And neither will I. In the end, what shocked me most wasn't that an alien woman appeared at midnight. It wasn't that she wanted something extraordinary. It was that what she wanted, simple, profound, and terrifying, was something only I could give. And in giving it, I had changed not just her life, but my own forever.